What if I told you you could bring more joy and ease and fun into your life today, even though you're feeling overworked and you're feeling stressed? In today's video, I want to share with you some fun stories and also some fun tips about how you can make changes in your day by fueling your body and taking care of yourself and still taking care of everyone, but doing it from a place where you're bringing in more joy. My question is, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from inviting more joy into your life so that you can reduce anxiety and feel better and have more fun? My name is Steph. Welcome to my channel. I'm a holistic health coach, and my goal is to help you feel amazing and feel better in your body and manage life in a new way. Life is so full and interesting and busy and complicated, and it can be really hard, but we want to bring more joy, more peace, and more ease into your life. You're enjoying raising your family, you're enjoying doing all of the things that you do because your hormones will thank you, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. What I noticed for me is that I am kind of competitive. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur almost my whole life. I always wanted to do something big. I just had this idea that I needed to do big things in order to get recognized or to get noticed or to get appreciated. And that comes from a lot of childhood stuff that we're not going to get into today. But I'm recognizing that I can do everything and I can show up and I can be exactly the mom that I want to be, the businesswoman that I want to be, the health coach that I want to be, if I bring more joy into everything that I'm doing. And oftentimes this stems from, it's kind of like the opposite of anxiety. So if we can figure out how to reduce our anxiety and bring more joy, that is the winning ticket. We're going to talk about that today, how we can bring more joy into the everyday tasks that you're doing so that you're not so depleted, you're not so overwhelmed. And we're also going to talk a little bit about fueling your body. I have a feeling you're not stopping to feed your body and drink water and take care of yourself because you're so busy taking care of everyone else. Today, let's change that. Let's flip the script a little bit, and you can still do everything that you need to do, but we're going to do it with more joy. Like I said, I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. I was a chef for a very long time. I ran my dad's restaurant as a young adult, and then I had my own catering business. And talk about anxiety. You're managing so many different things, and I'm sure that you are doing this too. I would sacrifice myself in order to make everybody else happy and make sure everybody else had what they needed, especially in my business. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted my events to be amazing. I wanted the food to taste good. Of course, I wanted all that, but I felt like I had to be in charge of every single part. What I found started happening is I was being a full-time mom and a full-time caterer, and I was always like one foot in each world at all times. So I was really actually good at feeling present and being focused when I was doing a certain thing. Like if I was catering a wedding, I'd put all my attention and energy into that, except that I would be gone for my kids for a couple of days because those events took a lot of time and energy. But then I would have time with my kids. But then I would get in this place where when I was with my kids, I was always thinking about the work I was going to have to do later on that night after they went to bed. And then when I was working, I was thinking about, I can't wait to spend more time with my kids again. So one of the things I want to talk about today is how to bring joy and feeling engaged and connected in the time that you are doing whatever it is that you're doing. Let's say you have a corporate job and you're a mom and you have a busy day, and this is what happened. I worked in corporate for about 2 years, and this is what happened to me is I would go to work and I would have all of these trainings and I would have meetings, and I was on a team, and I was thinking that I was gonna, like, within a year be ahead of the team. So I wanted to learn everything and I wanted to see how it works. But meanwhile, my kids were texting me all day. So all day long, I was following up with text messages to my kids and or my husband, and I was trying to be present and slay the day at my corporate job. Well, that obviously was not working. So one of the things I started to do is I started to give my kids the heads up. I would say, hey, please don't text me during this hour and this hour because I'm in the middle of a meeting or I'm in the middle of something, but I can catch up with you a little bit later. And I think we came up with some kind of code that if they needed me right that minute, they, could get my attention. But what I started doing is 50 minutes of time, I would focus on one thing at work. And then I would have a 10-minute break. I would get, or 5 or 10-minute break. I could go to the bathroom, get some water, and catch up with my text messages from my family. So notice the times that you are doing 50 million things at once, because your brain can only handle so many activities at one time. So try focusing on just doing one thing at a time and then giving yourself the breaks to catch up. So you're not feeling like you have to go all day at your job without checking in with your kids, but you can go maybe 50 minutes or you could go an hour and then you could catch up on what they need. Your brain likes focus, and your brain is actually in charge of the feeling of anxiety. Your anxiety comes from a message in your brain that comes down into your body, and it's a hormone response from your adrenal gland. So we'll talk about that more another time. But when you are expecting your brain to do 50 million things at once, it really struggles to start choosing what's the most important, and it aims to do everything at once, which nothing, it's like if you had 10 things you were working on at once, that one thing is only getting 10% of your attention. So the idea is to put all of your attention into one thing, and you can still know that you'll catch up later with your kids or with your family or whatever it might need to be, but you can focus on doing just one thing at a time. Your brain likes one thing at a time. That will bring your anxiety down. And guess what? When you bring your anxiety down, that makes room for more joy and ease. So how can you bring joy and ease into whatever it is that you're doing without trying to manage a million things at once? Let's take that same concept and apply it to being at home with your kids and with your family. You want to switch gears as much as you can to enjoying being with your family 100%. So that might mean putting your phone down, putting on the do not disturb, maybe shut off the TV, maybe put some nice music on, and really take a moment to listen to your kids, whatever the age they are. If they're a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old or a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old, see if you can really listen to what's going on with them. Ask them about their day, what's going on with work. And actually, let's not ask too many questions, but let's just see if we can get them to open up and share what's going on with their day and share how they're feeling. There's a pretty good chance that your kids have experienced some anxiety themselves. So if you can kind of take away some of the distractions and start to focus and feel a little bit more connected, because you don't have these 10 million other things going on, the phone, the TV, work stuff, then you can connect with them in a different way. Your anxiety comes down, and then your kids' anxiety also comes down. And this is really important. Connection is the key. So here's a couple things you could try. Number one, you could hug your kid. That's the easiest one, because then you feel a connection. You feel a physical connection. You can feel some strength between the two of you. And little fun tip is hold on to them until they let go first. Just see what happens. Give them a big hug and you hold on until they let go. If you're struggling to feel connected and your kid doesn't want to hug, or maybe they're just super irritable and angry and they've had a really rough day and they don't want to hug, you can give yourself a hug. This is very calming to your anxiety, and you can just feeling your arms, feeling your skin, giving yourself a little hug. You could even put your hands on your heart. This will help you connect back into your breath, connect into your heart center, and you can also feel your feet on the ground. All of these things bring down your anxiety, and then it will also help your kids bring down their anxiety. So you can see how you're kind of setting the stage for more joy and more ease and more peace. And so when you feel connected, those are the times when they'll start sharing things more. Oftentimes I'll find that my kids will tell me things right before they're getting ready to go to bed. It's a great time to sit on their bedside, or if your kids are really little, reading them books, they'll start telling you about their day. And then this helps bring down their nervous system, calm your nervous system. It's like the best bedtime routine ever. Here's the next part. If your kids have had a really difficult day, I think as moms, this is one of those really hard things because we want to fix things, we want to make it better, and when our kids are having anxiety or they're having difficult times, we want to fix it. So oftentimes what we do is we jump in and we interrupt them, or we'll try to make a suggestion, or we'll try to fix something when really your kiddo might just need to talk through it and might just need to get some of it out of their system. And they might ask you for help eventually, but see if you can just sit back and listen and see if you can just, again, connect to your heart and connect to your body and feel your feet on the ground, because if they are going through a difficult time, you might start freaking out. And that's part of being a mom. We want our kids to have, we want things to be easier for our kids. It's definitely not that way. I mean, it's not going to be that way, but we still kind of want that secretly, don't we? We still kind of want it to be a little bit easier for them than it was for us, or whatever it may be. If you are able to stay connected, stay breathing, and stay focused, you can give them an opportunity to download some of their anxiety. And I bet there's a lot of times they will solve the problem on their own, and you just got to listen. And here's what you do. You made them feel safe. You made them feel like they were being listened to. You made them feel acknowledged, and you paid attention to them. Sometimes that's all they need. So bring your anxiety down, bring their anxiety down, feel connected, and don't try to fix it, but just bring more peace and ease and joy into your space and see what happens. So most moms are in charge of the household as well. So you're either working a job or you're working a full-time as a mom, but almost everyone has some responsibilities at home. So I want to apply those same concepts to bringing your anxiety down by organizing, well, not even organizing, it's just paying attention to how you're doing things at the house. So for example, I love laundry. I don't know what my deal is, but laundry was like something that I could accomplish. And I would everybody just let me do the laundry. I like my system. I like my program. I like it when all the clothes are neatly stacked up on the laundry table. And what always happened was I would get everything caught up. I'd get all the laundry folded and stacked on the table. And then my husband would come down with another basket and dump it on the floor. This is just like, it's a never ending thing. It's just gonna always be laundry. But it felt like something that I could really get done. So here's the key. I would make my laundry a spiritual experience. And maybe spiritual is not the right word, but an inspirational. Those both words have the same root. Inspirational time. So I would listen to some nice music. I would listen to an audiobook. I would listen to a podcast or maybe a YouTube video. I listen to a lot of YouTube videos now while I'm doing dishes and doing laundry. And hey, maybe this is a good time to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow this channel and I would love if you were a subscriber. But anyway, do something inspirational while you're doing your household chores. So you don't really need a lot of focus and attention on doing the laundry or doing the dishes or some of those random things, but you could bring some inspiration into those chores. And then I actually look forward to doing laundry now. I look forward to folding it. I look forward to watching a YouTube video. I look forward to listening to something fun and inspirational. It helps keep my nervous system regulated, and it brings in more joy and ease, which is what we're going for today. If you are staying at home, make sure you're incorporating some joyful things into your day. And even if you work all week, maybe you can incorporate some joyful things into your weekend, like planting flowers or doing a house project or doing a project with your kids or building something or cooking something or making cookies. Any of those things, try to keep bringing in opportunities to experience joy and ease so that life isn't always just racing to the soccer game and grabbing food on the run and running and doing all the things that, your kids probably have a really busy schedule, or if your kids are gone out of the house, maybe you have more time now and you're able to do nice things. So make sure and incorporate something you enjoy. What's holding you back from doing something you enjoy? See if you can put a little time block in there for you so that you can focus on doing one thing that you enjoy for yourself. The thing that might really be holding you back from experiencing more joy and peace and ease is that you're just plain depleted. and you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends and running ragged all of the time. So you're like, Steph, all of this sounds really great, but I don't have time to just do one thing at a time. And I don't have the energy to try to bring peace and ease and joy into my life. I'm running with my hair on fire at 100 million miles a minute all the time. I completely understand. I totally did that program for a very long time. And we'll talk about this in another video, but my friend, let me tell you now, the longer you go without bringing more peace and joy into your life and reducing anxiety, the harder and harder it's going to get, and your hormones will feel depleted, your stress response will feel out of whack, and your nervous system, the more we can bring our nervous system down and manage the stress and anxiety, the better off you will be. I promise you. It's really important, especially as you get older as a woman and your hormones are changing. Please do not make the mistake that I did, where I was running myself ragged at all times. I had plenty of joy and peace in my life, but I also had a lot of anxiety at the same time. So if you're feeling depleted, we're going to make this really, really simple, and I want to help you feel better today. So one of the reasons why you might be feeling extra anxiety is because you're simply just not fueling your body. I know that sounds so simple and kind of irritating, but how many of you are waking up, you're starting with coffee, you're off with a bang, and you begin going immediately? And you might be going to work out, or you might be going straight to work, or you might be taking the kids to school. I made this mistake for a really long time, and then I'm the kind of person where if I don't eat, I begin to get hangry. So later in the morning, around 11 or 12, I would realize, oh my gosh, I still never ate any breakfast. Then I was like in a hangry place. What can I eat quickly in order to bring my anxiety down, because I am so hungry and I waited too long to eat? So my recommendation, especially for women, is to try to eat breakfast. And if you're not hungry in the morning, it might just be because you have either ate a really late dinner, or you're just so used to your coffee routine that you have ignored your hunger for a long time. And that's okay. But as you get older, I would just say, start to tune into your hunger, and you might even consider eating food before coffee and see what happens, because coffee will give you that bolt of energy and it will give you the get up and go, but it's empty nutrition. Like there's no substance in there. Even if you have it with some creamer, I know so many women drinking black coffee, and then by 11, their anxiety is through the roof. And it's mostly because coffee is a stimulant and it's going to get things going, and you need to give it a good base of foundation. So give this a try. I just want you to experiment with it. See if you can have something to eat within about 30 minutes of waking up. If you're one of those people who likes to work out first thing in the morning, see if you can eat within 30 minutes after your workout. That will really help you recover from your workout faster and build muscle. So what do you eat? Sometimes you're going to just eat whatever's left over from dinner the night before. That might be the easiest. A bite of chicken, or maybe some salmon and a piece of whole grain toast or sourdough toast and a little bit of avocado. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you want a few bites of some food to stabilize your body and to stabilize your digestion and to stabilize your blood sugar. Blood sugar is the key, especially when you're trying to manage anxiety and manage your hormones. So stabilize your blood sugar first thing in the morning by eating some protein and some fiber, which could mean anything like some meat and some vegetables, or some eggs and a piece of toast, or some yogurt and granola and berries. All of those things, great choices. Stabilize your blood sugar. This will help your anxiety for the entire rest of the day. When you balance your blood sugar first thing in the morning, you're supporting your body and your brain and everything that you want to do with good, solid foundation. It will help you all day long. Lunch is also very important. We used to say that breakfast was the most important meal of the day to kind of jumpstart your day. And it is. Breakfast is very important, but we oftentimes work our day through lunch. We skip lunch, or we're eating lunch while checking email, or eating lunch while we're in a meeting, or we're eating lunch on the road while we're running errands. See if you can give yourself a real lunchtime. Sit down, enjoy your food, look at your beautiful plate, make sure it has vegetables and protein and some fat on there, and give yourself, especially carbohydrates are great at lunchtime because you have a busy day. You have a lot to do the rest of the day, and you need your brain to be working. You need your body to be working. You want to have energy to connect and to have more joy and peace and ease. And that means fueling your body with real food so that you're bringing your anxiety down and you're bringing more joy. Some of these tips sound good. I hope they are helpful to you today. Time blocking, eating real food, nourishing your body, taking a moment to connect with your family and with your kids. All of these things will calm your nervous system, bring your anxiety down, and when your anxiety is lower and your nervous system is more regulated, you open yourself up to joy and ease and peace and creativity. You'll get some new ideas about things that you want to do. You'll get some new ways, you might even have new ideas about what to make for dinner. You might have new ideas about how you want to manage your house so that it's easier for you and so that it doesn't feel overwhelming all the time. I have created a really fun 7-day real food calm mind challenge, and it's very simple. It's just about doing that exact thing. You're going to eat more real food throughout the week, and I give you lots of exercises and practices to try calming your mind in other ways so that you can be open to more peace and joy. So what's holding you back? What is keeping you from living your dream life? You have this beautiful family, you have this beautiful work that you're doing, you have a beautiful home that you've created for you and your family. Do the little things here and there so that you can actually enjoy it, so you can feel present and connected. I would take moments like when we were sitting down to dinner or when we were saying grace, we all hold hands. This is just something that we've done in my family forever, even in my family with my sisters and my mom. We would hold hands and say grace, and I would close my eyes and I would try to memorize the sound of the voices of my kids at all their different ages. So I could be living in a complete whirlwind after making dinner, after having a crazy day, and I know in my mind I've got a whole lot more to do this evening and coming up, but I would sit, in that one moment we would sit down, I would listen to each of the voices of my kids and my husband, and especially my mom if she was with us, so that I could try to memorize their voices and memorize that sound of us all repeating that prayer together before we ate. And that has become a really special time for me to feel connected. And so even if you're really busy, even if you're managing a lot and you're in charge of so many things, find those little moments where you can feel connected. And guess what? We were holding hands. So I would feel skin to skin of my kids' little hands in my hands. And that would just help me feel really special and feel like, okay, I'm here, I'm doing this, and I'm enjoying my family right now. It's a game changer because those little moments of bringing down the anxiety and feeling connected will always bring more joy and ease into your life. So I hope this was helpful. I love being here with you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I am trying to grow my channel. If you'll please subscribe, I would sure appreciate it. And please leave a comment. Let me know which one of these tips you might try, or which ones you're doing, what's working for you, what's not working for you, what you would like to focus on a little bit more. Share that with me in the comments below so we can connect and we can bring more joy and ease into our day. You'll bring joy and ease into my day for sure. So thank you for being here, and I will see you again very soon.